Hey, good morning, Smarties. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Today is Thursday, March 5th, and this is the Carrie Show. I'm your host, Carrie and Cormier. A little bit about me. For those of you who don't know, I am a financial services executive by trade, currently taking a much needed pause from corporate life. Although my background is in financial services, my heart and passion is in I love marketing and social media, and admittedly, I'm a marketing and social nerd. But most days, I'll tell you, I feel like a digital banking girl in a passbook savings world. So we're breaking that all down here at Bank Smart Studio, and I'm so happy to have you joining. We have a couple things to go over today. First, we'll talk about some morning announcements. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps keep the studio running. There's a couple ways to do that. Of course, you can subscribe on YouTube at Bank Smart Carrie. But when you watch the videos too, be sure to like or comment. It really helps. And I do go back and read all the comments. So if you aren't joining live and you're joining at the gym after hours or after putting your kids to bed or even in the ride home, in the morning, the ride home at night or on the road in the morning. I had a friend that's in banking tell me she watches it while she's drying her hair and doing her makeup the next day. So there's no rules when you watch the Carrie Show. We're here for it all, and I love that. What do you guys call like announcements or news at your institution? Like when I worked in like retail, store retail. I worked at a department store in high school, in college, and we would have what's called like a wrap sheet. So the cash register stations were called wrap stands, and every morning there would be a wrap sheet. And if you had the opportunity, which I didn't often because I usually worked like a quick night shift, but there would be a morning meeting and the general manager would have the wrap sheet, and it would talk about like some sales highlights from the previous day. It would talk about birthdays or anniversaries. If you got like there was a star program that was on your name badge that was like a calculation of different things based on what you did. So like if you had good mystery shops, or you had high credit, what's it called? Credit apps that you put in. Instant credits was called. And all of that, you could get like different star levels. So, they'd recognize star levels. There would be some selling tips, any important sales going on. And I like loved that concept. If I could ever get a hold of one of those wrap sheets, just as an example, I would have so much fun with it. But I'm wondering if you do any of that at your institution, because right now I'm just going to call this morning update, studio updates. I had someone tell me that they do a regular newsletter for their team called the Retail Detail. And like, I absolutely love that. That is so cute. But definitely, like, it goes back to communication is important, keeping updates with teams are important, and doing it in a fun way. So these are just our morning announcements. Like it's high school. So we'll get the microphone ready. Morning announcements. All right. Morning announcements, everyone. Let me pull up first. I'm going to get this all ready here so I can see all of our screens. We are so close to being able to stream live on Facebook as well, and have I think another week until my 60 days of having my account is live. So I had a friend yesterday call me and she's like, I love watching your stuff, but I don't know how to like see it. I'm not seeing it all the time. And I'm like, well, follow it on YouTube. And she's like, I don't really do YouTube. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. That's your first problem. Love you. But I was like, don't worry. Okay, you can see it on Facebook. Catch the link, or we'll be streaming it live there soon. I did start streaming it live on LinkedIn. So if you're tuning in here from LinkedIn, hello. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of them on LinkedIn because I don't want to spam everyone's feed, but maybe I tried this week, Tuesday and Thursday, doing them on LinkedIn. And I love how it appears in the feed because it catches your eye as like a live video or a replay. But I don't like the fact that I can't broadcast it to the studio page. I have to publish it to my personal LinkedIn and then reshare it. So I think I have to get more followers on the studio page. So if you're not following Make Smart Studio on LinkedIn, please be sure to do that too. um, so announcements. Monday, we are definitely doing our Women in Banking show in honor of International Women's Day and Women's Month. It's going to be Monday night at 7 o'clock. It will be a night shift show. Bring your hot chocolate, bring your tea, because I will be serving all of that at the show. And we're going to do it in a fun way. And it's going to be, lessons you learn the hard way as a woman in banking through the eyes of and lens of a bank smart Carrie. So there'll be a little bit of trauma dumping, but it will also weave together themes that I hope that as others are either starting out in banking as a woman, or you're shifting departments, or you're taking that next step in your career, um, or just looking to reassert your role, or stabilize what you feel like you're doing in what you bring to the table, this is going to be for you. And we're just going to chat and have a great time. And that one I'm not going to be broadcasting on LinkedIn, but of course we'll reshare it there. We're going to keep that one to the night shift. Yeah, it sounds fun. I'm putting together a couple pictures for that one, going through my camera roll, because I've had moments throughout my career where I document it visually. And like I've mentioned many times, I'm a very visual person. And so it feels important to me to capture moments. And it's weird because I don't always share them, but I look back at them. And so we'll have some visual moments that tell the story as we go along. So that'll be fun. Next thing, so the Bank Smart Studio website is almost done. I'm very excited. So to rewind a little bit, earlier this summer, I had like an idea for a startup, and I originally wanted to go the Bank Smart Studio route, got the domain and all of that, got the socials, but something in me was like, no, you shouldn't do it. You should try to come up with a whole new brand name and all of this. And I tried to go down that route. So I had a whole nother website ready, emails, branding, socials for a whole similar idea, but under a different platform name. And it didn't feel authentic to me. And I put a lot of work into it, and I was like ready to launch, and I teased it a little bit, but I put it on hold because every time I went back to it, it felt like I was forcing it. And if you know anything about me, I'm very authentic. I'm very raw, natural, and I just say it like it is when it is, in a very special Bank Smart Carrie way. And the way I was trying to do it, it just didn't feel like me. And so that's when I took some time off of that project, and decided to, like, you know what, just F it and go with the studio idea. And so here we are launching it this year. So I'm a little bit behind on where I'd like to be, but I did work on the studio website. And interestingly enough, so I have my domain records. Like I've purchased domain registration through Squarespace, and other sites I've made, I've either done it through WordPress, but usually with a Squarespace domain. So my domain is in Squarespace, and I have this other platform that's going to do my web hosting, not WordPress, not Squarespace. And it's got like some backend stuff that's going to be really cool that I can share later. But I was trying to figure out, without transferring my domain, which I didn't want to do because I like them all together, how I could connect it. And I thought I connected it by changing the DNS name servers, all this stuff, and it kept returning an error. And I'm like, I'm following all the instructions. How hard can this be? I'm not like an IT person, but like I play one on TV. Okay. All right. So I went to my old friend AI and I troubleshooted. So I said, "Hey, I'm trying to connect from Squarespace to this platform and I don't want to switch my domain over. I want to just link it and da da da." And it's like, "Okay, here we go." And I go, "Here's the instructions that they gave me and here's the instructions that I've tried and here's the error message it's returning." Oh my goodness. I didn't have to spend time on the phone with anyone trying to troubleshoot. I didn't have to spend hours trying to figure it out myself, trying different things. I didn't have to Google my friend ChatGPT, and like we can go through all of that later about like all the AI news, but it just helped me through. It's like, okay, here's the top 3 issues that you're probably experiencing. Have you thought about doing it this way with a subdomain? And I was like, yes, I did. However, I decided that it's for this point in my journey, it's better to have it all under one platform and not do like the homepage in WordPress or Squarespace and then link a subdomain somewhere. Like I didn't want to do that. And this is getting technical, but a lot of the times we talk about retail and marketing and back office. This is for our IT friends. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit of name, what is it called? Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. A little bit of name server stuff. Okay? Some people want to talk technical. So I was able to troubleshoot it, figure it out, and oh my goodness, it worked. And you know what the thing was that I had to do? This is so silly. I'm gonna like pull it up just so I can like I originally when I did it, I have to illustrate this and don't worry, we are still in morning announcements because you can see the mic is here. If the mic is over here, we have moved on from morning announcements. Okay, so I had to change the name servers from the Google domains to the Cloudflare domains, and I did that the other day, and it takes sometimes 24 hours to propagate. However, it still wasn't working 48 hours later. So you know what literally I did to fix it? I reverted back to the Google domains, refreshed, added back the Cloudflare domains, refreshed, let it propagate, and it was fine. And now Chat GPT helped me with that. Okay. I didn't have to get on the phone with this technical resource. I didn't have to live chat. I didn't have to do any of the things. But when we talk about IT and it's literally sometimes just shut it down and restart, oh my gosh, that could not be more true. So if you're a head of IT and you've discounted me and you try to use words like DMARC and DKIM, okay, and get me all confused, it doesn't work. I'm smarter than that. I figured it out myself and oh yeah. I love that. Love that for me. Okay, we're going to just move my screens around a little bit. Are we done with morning announcements? Yeah. Yeah. That was it. I wanted to tell you about the night shift show and that the website's almost done. And I'm very excited about that. Very excited. So now we're going to move this over here. Boop-a-da-boop. How's everyone doing today? Shout out in the chat where you're tuning in from. What's on your minds this week? I'm very interested. Otherwise you just get what Carrie wants to talk about, which is totally fine. So speaking of AI, we're gonna talk about a couple fun little things here. Instagram. I'm just gonna pull this up while there's been a lot of I'm gonna say controversy topics about AI in the news in the last week. One of them being massive layoffs at Block. So if you don't know that you want to like take this one in your mind, Block is a tech company that's made up of Square, Cash App, Afterpay, BitKey, etc. And it's founded by Jack Dorsey, who was the former co-founder and CEO of Twitter. He's at Block. I think it started like 2010. They recently, probably in September, just celebrated their 16th anniversary as a company. And their kind of goal started as allowing small businesses to accept credit cards and payments via mobile devices, and now it's kind of expanded from there. So, Jack, the CEO, this week announced a massive layoff, and it sent waves um, through the tech world and many other sectors. We're going to talk about it because he pretty much said it was because of AI, which um, can't remember my password for Instagram. Should have had this ready. Boop, boop. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's doing it. Or it's going to lock me out. Oh, yeah. We're going to send a code. Security code. Don't share with anyone. Okay. I'm not going to tell you guys. This is a good reminder. If you don't have two-factor authentication on your stuffs, have your two-factor. So he got a lot of there's a lot of speculation of like, is it really about AI? Is it not about AI? Is he just saying that? Are there problems ahead? There is, and I'm going to say speculation because I haven't confirmed it, but other sources probably have, that they spent like $60 million on their anniversary party. And they're like, okay, so like 6 months ago, we were living it up, and now we're laying off 4,000 out of our 10,000 employees. Like something doesn't add up here. But I'm going to share his announcement on that he posted on Twitter. Let me just go over here. I'm like multitasking. I don't have a producer. I have to do all this myself. Okay, if you want to be a producer for the Carrie Show, you just let me know. It's a non-paying gig. Let's see. Studio. Image file. I took a screenshot because I didn't want to like have to worry about like all my Twitter stuff, but recent. Here we go. Okay, open. We're gonna put this on stage. And now we're not gonna read this. This is just a little, just to like visualize what it is, because it's a long post that he put up. And so, he talks about, hey, today we're making blocks smaller. Here's the note to the company. So the whole thing is about that they're reducing their organization by nearly half, from over 10,000 people to just under 6,000, which means over 4,000 people are being let go or entered into a consultation. And he's like, I'm going to give it to you straight. Here's what's happening. Here's what you're going to get as a package, depending on if you're in the US or outside of the US. They're saying that they're not in trouble. The business is strong. It's growing. But that what they've put their money and development into, which a lot of it is AI and automation, is changing the way that they do business. So their artificial intelligence tools that they're creating, paired with smaller and flatter teams, is allowing them to be more efficient and run the company without as much headcount. Makes sense at face value, right? So there was options. You could cut gradually over the next month or just do a massive layoff, which having been part of like many potential layoff discussions, and not doing it like gradually, I think makes sense, because then you have everyone that's left wondering what's next, and you could have talent that you plan on keeping that's starting to panic. So I do think the approach of cutting the whole team at once instead of like, what do they call it? Death by 1,000 paper cuts probably makes the most sense. But the funny part is, so this is his post, and now everyone, you can kind of see like the grammatical layout, the style. There's a lot of people on Twitter that's like, what is the quote? Laying off 40% of your company without even bothering to use capital letters feels ridiculously disrespectful. I got to agree, it's a little weird. Like, is that like a stylistic choice, Jack? Did you purposely not use any capitals? I have questions on that. It's a little strange. Yeah. So what do you guys think? This is, just one of the many large tech layoffs. I was talking with a friend the other day. We're in such a weird time right now, um, with unemployment and consolidation and especially like so I'm in, like I said, Central Mass, and there was a lot of consolidation with the Rockland Trust Enterprise Bank merger acquisition. So you're seeing a lot of enterprise bank talent out on the street right now getting gobbled up. And oftentimes they're being, I'm going to say, first considered for things, probably because people know that they're um, like fresh and available, or there's been pre-deals being discussed, because it's like, hey, I know you're going to be out on the street soon, like you looking to jump over, that kind of thing. And so there's a lot of people vying for the same roles, and I think that you're going to see a lot more of that at the, I'm going to say, the like VP and above level. There's not a ton of openings. A lot of it is you're feeling the squeeze of the consolidation. And when I was talking with a friend, we're like, where is AI really going to hit in banking? So I think I talked a couple episodes before when we really dug into it about like policy and such, that we always heard that, oh, checks are going away, this is going away, branches are going away. Where are the efficiencies really going to be with AI in banking? And my joke was about all the BSA logs and the missing signature card logs. Okay, if you're still keeping Excel logs for missing signature cards or documentation, and you're sending out a weekly or daily email about what's missing, your job's going away. And probably the people that are doing the double checking, their jobs are going away too. We probably, I don't know how quick we'll see that. AI is definitely, and this is me saying it without a whole lot of context behind it or actual like education, but the way that it is accelerating feels incredibly fast, like compared to the development of other technologies I've seen over my relatively short career. It's just so fast the way it's changing things. If you follow Roxy Course on Instagram or the socials, she's on TikTok. She talked about how she's like a content creator, and she talked about how she built her own website the other day using Claude. And she's like, I am not a website girly. Just stood up my own website using Claude. And I'm like, holy snippets. You're taking things like that and teaching people how to low code like we're in our MySpace eras again, doing a little HTML. It's just so cool that like anyone can be doing some of this stuff right now, which brings me to another point. If you're in Massachusetts, listen up. I'm going to bring this up on the screen. This is very important. So, again, we talked about a couple episodes ago about my experience in a boardroom talking about AI, and now leaders, you have two options. You can lock it down or you can lean in. And so Massachusetts just announced a partnership with Google. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Boop. Delete, present, share screen, share. Okay, can you, oh no, I gotta add it to stage, Okay, Massachusetts just announced a partnership with Google to offer free AI and tech career certifications to every Massachusetts resident. So the programs include like a Google AI professional certificate, cybersecurity, IT, project management, and such. And look at this. Oh, I wonder if I make it a little bigger. If I make it bigger, does it show bigger for you? Not really. Cool. Okay. So we're going to scroll through it. Future ready skills. So the Mass AI Hub and Google have joined forces to unlock new opportunities for residents across the Commonwealth. We're offering high quality online AI training at no cost, so you can gain the skills to thrive in today's digital economy. Look at this. This is so cool, right? So like Access is expanding. Like, what if okay, now most of my network I'm not gonna say most, a lot of my network is in Massachusetts, and so if you have teams, I highly encourage you to check this out, because it really helps level the playing field. You might have no direct I'm gonna say responsibility for AI in your organization, but educating yourself, understanding about it, getting this certificate, would set you apart and prepare you for, what's coming down the road. If you're and I mean that not like, "Oh my gosh, AI is coming," but more like the continued evolution within your organization, within your industry. This will help prepare you now. So if you have a limited experience, again, I was talking to someone and they're like looking for a new job and they say to me like, "Ooh, I hope AI is not part of it. I'm not doing AI because it's bad for the environment." And I'm like, "That's okay. I'm doing AI enough for the both of us." I'm offsetting I'm offsetting your carbon footprint with a dirty footprint. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Like, I need to. This is the world I live in. I'm a tech girly. Like, don't shame me, people, okay? Don't shame me. Like, okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm being silly. I'm being like, okay. I can't help it. I need so if you're talking to me and you're like, "Carrie, your background's in like social responsibility and sustainability." Yes, it is, okay? And maybe over this journey I will understand better the repercussions and the effects of AI as it pertains to social responsibility and sustainability. I will, I promise. Like I'll make that part of my journey. Um but I'm very interested in continuing to learn and grow as I hope your teams are. And if you're not in Massachusetts, chances are there could be something like this available. And I would recommend, like, when we talk about where companies are in regards to AI policies and understanding it, if you don't have like a little team or committee of AI champions, because again, this doesn't just live in one area, if you don't have a little group or cohort that's like actively talking about this, you could start it with something like this and put a couple team members through it, take it yourself, and then understand. I think it's so important in where we are, and this is such a great tool. So I signed up for it. I'm going to start the courses. I enrolled in the first one, the professional certificate, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride and give you updates on how it's going. I think there is a little capstone project, so maybe I will present that. But I just started it yesterday, and it's all virtual. So I'm really excited. Look, AI for content creation course. Oh, data analysis. Oh, this is going to be so cool. And like, how cool will that be if you are a job searcher right now? Like, how cool will this be to have this on your resume, on your LinkedIn, being able to add this certification? I think that is so powerful. So I hope that you check it out. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Let's see. Massachusetts. I'm going to put MA. I guess I could just drop the link, but I feel like I need to explain myself. There you go. Cool. So if you want to check it out, I think that's awesome. So I'm going to do it. I hope that you all join me. Let's take this down. Boop, boop. Yeah. I need AI updates from the real world. How's everyone doing? Yeah. There was a little bit of a shakeup this week between OpenAI and Anthropic, which is the company that does Claude. And in a summary, because again, I don't like I just read the, like, headlines. Um, some sort of, like, national security organization, Pentagon, whatever, um, Department of Defense wanted to do a deal with Anthropic, um, to share certain information, and they said, "We're not gonna do it." And OpenAI raised their hand and was like, "Ooh, we will. We will." Which now, concerns the, larger population about what is OpenAI sharing about me, which, I mean, if they're out there sharing with you, sharing with anyone else who goes, like, what's the difference between that and, like, the Department of Defense that probably has more on you than you know about you? Um, but the concern is about using it for domestic surveillance, and, so there's this wave of people that are like, "Well, I'm ditching OpenAI and ChatGPT, and I'm going to Anthropic and Claude." Then there's the group of people that have like, "Hey, I've been using both. I don't have a problem. They both know me." Those that were a ChatGPT shop and are moving to Claude, they're talking about how do I export my information and get it into Claude so that it catches up to speed. It's a very interesting. It's very interesting. So that's kind of like the high level controversy, the high level updates, training opportunities. And now this is something we are speeding through this because I am so excited and I do not do caffeine. So if you think that this is me on coffee, it's not. Oh, I just need a breather. How's everyone doing? Shout out to the replay crew, by the way. Thank you so much for joining. Definitely drop any comments or questions in the chat because I do go back and read them. I love my replay crew. But when it comes to so this is my favorite thing ever, and I'm just like cranking through this because I'm like just jazzed up. I saw boop boop boop. There is a credit union called UMe. And again, I'm not like a credit union girly, but somehow some of them just like slay on branding. And I am drawn to incredibly amazing branding, and they are so good. So we're gonna talk we're gonna flip flop. We're gonna talk a little bit about their branding just because it's so cute. And then we're going to tie it back to AI. Let me pull this up. How do I search? Search bar. Yumi. Okay. Put this on stage. Uh, I was talking to some potential guests that I'm very excited about. I don't feel like you all have gotten the full like Bank Smart Carrie, the Carrie show yet. And I don't want to dilute it with guests because you guys like need the real like down and dirty raw version. But we're gonna do guests soon because I can't. I'm just too excited. I like talking to myself is not as fun for me as it is for you guys. Okay, so can we see this? So, UMe Credit Union, where are they? Let's see. Can we figure this out real quick? Oh, I don't know if I want to go to Facebook. Okay, Burbank, California. Oh my gosh, slam the scam day. Stop it. Perfect reminder to stay one step ahead of fraudsters. Visit the UMe blog for simple tips and insights to help protect your money and your peace of mind. See what I mean? Can you guys see this? No, because I didn't put it on stage. Oh my gosh, Carrie. Carrie. You can just hear the like. Look at this. Slim Scam Day. Oh, again, I didn't add it to stage. I love this. Now their Insta. Let's go to their Insta. Okay, look at, like, this branding. So good. So good. And I love that they have just the right amount of, like, graphics like this, that they're actually, like, designed, and they don't look so stuffy and corporate-y, but it's, like, on brand, and then they have these, like, beautifully curated, like, fun videos and images, and they're all in the same, like, color tone. Like, so many times people do bad internet graphics, and it looks like a sales thing that you don't wanna see on Instagram, because the last thing you wanna do is see, like, a crappy, like, um I was gonna say 90s, but like a early 2000s CD special with, like, rates and disclosures. Like, this is so good. Like, even though they're look at this is a credit offer, but they make it, like, so cute. I'm in love with them. And the bird. And that's Anita. Their CMO and VP of marketing. We're gonna get into her in a second. Um, oh my gosh, like, I love the bird. They do such a good job. They do such a good job. Like, look how sharp these are. I think, like, if you're looking to, like, brand your socials, this is a great one to follow. Um, I'm gonna take this off for a second and bring up the post that, like, totally inspired me that they did. I'm, like, in love with it, and I wanted to recreate it, but I never did, but I might. I mean, I still could. Hold on, how do I pause it? Okay, let's get this on stage. And add. Okay, perfect. Okay. So this is again Anita, their CMO, and watch the video.
I look like Anita. I sound like Anita, but I'm not her. I'm AI-nita, an AI-generated version of a real person. And if I can fool you for even a few seconds, imagine what a scammer can do. Right now, fraudsters are using artificial intelligence to create fake videos and voice messages that look and sound just like people you know and trust. They can use it to send urgent messages asking for money, help, or sensitive information, and it can feel very real. So here's your red flag alert. If something feels off, stop and verify. Don't respond. Instead, hang up and call the person directly using a number you know is real, not one from the message. Even better, set up a code word with your loved ones, or ask a personal question only the real person would know. Scammers are counting on panic, but taking a few extra seconds can protect you. This is AI-nita, reminding you to stay alert and protect yourself. The real Anita and your friends at UMe have your back. Hi there. I look like Anita. I sound like Anita.
How cool is that? Like, that blows my mind. And when I first saw it, it was actually about a year ago. And I think the first thing that caught me was the glasses. They're so, like, cute and eccentric and just fun. But then when I found out that that was an AI video, and I'm gonna message them. I need more details. I need all the details, because that is too good. And I love the way that they like hook you in and talk about like, oh, if you thought this was really Anita, it's an AI version. And you know what? That could happen to your friends and family. So it's a great way to land it really in the lives of people. Like imagine the next level of the grandchild scam where the grandchild calls the grandparent, hey, I just got into a car crash or something. I'm in trouble. I need money. Can you Bitcoin it to me? Can you give me gift cards? His courier's going to pick it up, whatever. And you used to just lie on, does the voice kind of sound like? Okay, so now the voice can sound exactly like, and if you needed to send a video, it could look exactly like. Think of all the pictures we put out online, and I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. I like to overshare. I don't hold back even with, security concerns like this. But there's enough content out there that could produce a fake video. And now if most people do things like that, or even enough to grab a capture that could create a video out of it, imagine what that does to like grandparent scams and how easy it is to fall for that. Oh, hey, Jap. Oh, thank you. So I'm gonna check that out. I love that. I'll be off this just in time. Awesome. Um, so it's a cool way to be able to educate your customers and your members. And it was so catchy. I love that. So like UMe, you are not only slaying it in branding and marketing, but AI and fraud education too. That is so awesome. So I don't think we need to talk about AI every time we hop on here, but it feels like we do. It feels like something comes up like all the time. And I'm sure after GAC this week, we'll have a lot more to talk about. But switching gears a little bit. And now this one, when you talk about going from like layoffs and downsizing, and what does that mean for banking? And does that really translate to front office? There was an interesting, like, couple articles about Target this week. So the large retailer Target just kind of did like what's it called? Like a state of the state for them. Maybe it's like earnings release or whatever. But their plan is to start shifting away from being an everything store in a new strategy focused on busy families. So they've had a couple consecutive years of down or flat earnings. That's obviously been concerning to them because they see other retailers thriving, specifically looking at like Walmart or Amazon, how do they differentiate themselves? Walmart's very focused on knowing for the best prices. Amazon's known for convenience and accessibility. What is Target? Because it can't be everything to everyone, and that's where it's going to fail. So they've decided that they're going to focus in on a key demographic of busy families. And they're seeing that, or at least feeling that some of this has come from their downplay in DEI and Pride initiatives. So they, for quite a few years, they were very forward with these kind of programs. They had the Pride shirts, the DEI. They did some like LGBTQ pride. They did some like Black History Pride, and they did like a series of t-shirts. And it was like in their merch and all of that. They've dialed that back a little bit. It hasn't been as front and center this year. And they're wondering if there's a correlation. So there's two things that they're going to be doing. One is trying to bring back what's really worked for them in the past, and that's selling affordable and trendy fashions and like household goods and stuff like that, which has helped earn their Target recognition and reputation to be a little more upscale. But they also realized that some of this DEI stuff rolled into being more fun can help be a differentiator. So, like Walmart and Amazon have their niche. Target wants to create like a fun treasure hunt experience atmosphere where shoppers can come to the store to find out what's new. They want to be trendy. They want to be cutting edge, is how they feel like they can differentiate. And I think that's interesting because when you relay that to banking, right? So many of us want to be everything to everyone. You want to have the best consumer products. You want to have the best lending products. You Whether you dabbled in commercial or not, now you feel like you need to. You have to have commercial products and commercial lending and business and credit cards and everything to everyone. And you need the high CD rates for the older population, and you need investing tools for the younger population. And it's hard to be everything to everyone, especially when you're like a retail um, branch team, because now you have to be a little bit of an expert on everything. And I'm always going to be the Lorax who speaks for the trees and the retail banking group, because that always is where my heart is. But you think about it, and if you're an organization that has a strategy where you have to be everything to everyone, that's going to be difficult, right? But then that's going to be even more difficult when that comes to landing in the lives of your frontline teams and then in your customers or members. So one of the things that Target says is it just doesn't want to revamp its products on the shelf. So that's one of it, right? To continue to focus on their like affordable, like fast fashion and home furnishings. But hold on, we're going to cough again. I was doing pretty good. Hold on, let me switch because I don't trust the mic. Okay, cool. It doesn't want to just focus on the products. It needs to invest in labor to stock them. And now that is so important because so many retailers and even in banking, headcount is such a focus. We know how expensive our people workforce is. But seeing is believing. Having people there to stock the shelves, be available, to keep lines maintained, because one of the things that it talks about is that Target's struggling right now to keep stores tidy in certain products on the shelves, and customers are complaining about long lines and understaffed stores, and that's a hit to your brand. Like I'm just going to be real with you guys for a second. I almost exclusively shop at Target. I dabble in Walmart once in a while, just to see how it is, because like I'll go like first thing in the morning. During COVID, they were a great place to go early in the morning and get cleaning supplies, because no one else was there and they were well stocked. But I don't typically go there. And I went there recently. What was I going for? There was something that I saw that it was a toy or something for a friend's kid's birthday party. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was like a Sonic toy. My son said that their friend liked Sonic the Hedgehog. And I did a pre-screen online, because of course I wait to the last minute and didn't order anything. I looked at, what does Amazon have in store for Sonic the Hedgehog toys, and what does Walmart have in store for Sonic the Hedgehog toys? And I found that Walmart had a good option of different Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there first thing in the morning because I do not want to shop with the masses. Because I'm going to tell you, my perception of Walmart is the people of Walmart and the shelves are sloppy and it's just like disarray and it's like gross. And I like going to Target instead of Walmart because it's a little more upscale. It feels like a little better quality, and I don't think the prices are ridiculously more expensive. Definitely in some areas, but overall not. And I have to say, I was wildly surprised. Like, Walmart had like redone their layout and they have this whole Ralph Lauren line, which is like wild. And it actually looked a little more department store-y in the middle. So on the outside, it had like rows of their grocery stuff, rows of I'm gonna call it like hard goods for kids, like the strollers, the toys, the stuff like that around the other edge, and then like hard home goods. And then in the middle was like these like little like micro units, almost like department store, like of different clothes pop-up lines and arts and crafts. And it was just like actually really, really cool. And it surprised me. And I was very intrigued. And so I felt like it was a little bit cleaner than I would have expected. But I wouldn't say it was fun, but it accomplished what I needed. So, like, back to the point here, I love Target, and I do feel like they've been a little sloppier lately, and I'm excited to see that because I was impressed that Walmart felt cleaner than I thought I like remember in my head. So they must be putting like a concerted effort on that as well. But when I was at Target in comparison, I do feel like the clothes that are folded are a little sloppier. The things aren't as organized. There's not as much of a stock, right? They're down to their last one or two things. And so it's nice to see that they're going to be focusing on the people to stock them and keep that looking fresh. Because when you think about that in banking, when you walk into a branch, and I know this is hard because we're still in this branches are dead, long live branches world. But when you go in there and you see one person at the teller line and one person in an office, and probably because the other person's on lunch, because they only decided that, well, you only need 3 people to run the branch for the day. Like, that is so irritating. So irritating, both as a consumer and as like a retail delivery person, because like I'll have like CEOs come to me and say, well, how many people do you actually need to run a shop? I'm going to tell you the answer is not 3. It's never 3. It's never 3. And I will challenge people on that all the time. The answer is not 3. Um, and it's so frustrating because people that haven't worked retail and don't know interject their opinions and say, well, I can't, don't say that you don't know retail. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're interjecting your thoughts on retail and you've never run a retail shop and you don't have data to back it up, but I do, like, I've lived, breathed retail my entire life, both in the department store side as a young adult and on the retail banking side as a growing professional. And like, I know retail. So when you come and tell me like what's the ideal staffing size, and I give you what the ideal staffing size is and how I manage it up and down, like, stay in your lane. Okay, stay in your lane, because when you say like, oh, I read a BAI white paper on something, no, no, no. Just because someone's out there probably peddling a software that's going to optimize your workforce, no. Because you don't live in the real world, okay? You don't live in the real world, and you don't have call outs, and you don't have employees that fall down the stairs mid-shift because they're working from home and twist their ankle and then don't answer the phone. Like, you don't know what the real world is like. And you have to manage to that. And you have to manage to people doing trainings, and you can't have two bankers in a branch and then expect a customer to walk in, because you know what it looks like? It looks like it's dead. And even if you're busy and have a little bit of a line, now they're annoyed. So you literally can't win either way. If you staff with 2 people, because like say one person's on training or lunch or break or whatever, and people walk in and they don't have to wait, but they see 2 people, it looks empty and dead. And now if they come in and there's 2 people and it's busy, now they think you didn't staff appropriately. So retail is a very delicate balance, and you have to have someone that knows it, understand it, and can like explain it very eloquently. And some days that's me, some days it's not me. But I've always been surrounded by such an incredible retail team, and I'm excited to see like how places like Target and what they do can really translate into the world of retail banking. They also talk a lot about, and I don't know if I said this, I don't think I did, that they want to launch an initiative called Fun 101, which focuses on being trendy in sports, gadgets, and pop culture. So they want to be trendy and interesting and engaging. And I think that is a really cool concept when it comes to retail banking as well. And I'm going to get into, I might do a whole special episode on this and not a live version because I really want to curate my thoughts on this really crazy idea I have when it comes to retail banking that I've never gotten anyone to buy into, but I think it's worth talking about just as like a hypothetical what things could be kind of world. But it relates to being trendy and cutting edge, like pop culture cutting edge, not like technology cutting edge, like being front and center. But what Target does say is that this is hard to do at scale across 2,000 stores. And who knows that more than retail people? Okay. Like I've run like a 12 branch network. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love that. I would love to be a secret shopper. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh, we need to do a whole show about secret shops. I would love to get a secret shop person on here to talk about like the latest. I have some ideas. That's a good one. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, so who knows when Target talks about trying to get 12,000 stores rowing in the same direction, who knows that more than retail bankers? Okay, because running a 12 branch network, like God bless the people that can get them rowing in the same direction, because I've done that and it's hard. And just when you think you're doing it, they go rogue. One goes in one direction, one goes in another direction, and it is like so difficult. And so I imagine the banks and credit unions that do like small, like a 2, 3, 4 branch shop, because I'm sure that is just as hard. But can you imagine running like 100 branch network, a 2,000 branch network and trying to get that same experience? You have to be on point in every single channel. And that's not something that just happens naturally. That's ingrained in the culture. And I think that that's something that Target hopefully probably has in the background, is like, how do they build that culture experience internally and then have it shine externally? Because when it's fully ingrained in the culture, I believe that that shines through at scale. Make sense? I think so. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Let's see. I'm going to switch over here for a second. Yeah. What else is going on? I just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. How do I take this off? Thank you. Oh, I just learned how to put this on the thing. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god, I just learned something new. How to put comments up on the screen. Oh, you guys are so fun. I love that. I had someone ask me, do you really get comments, or are you just good at hosting and talking about it? I'm like, no, I do. Can you not see them in the replay? I don't know. I see them in the replay. So I don't know if everyone can, but I can. I think that's a wrap for today. Like, do we have any more? I feel like I just powered through a whole bunch of topics that were all in my head, and hopefully they made sense. I remember one of my first presentations at a board meeting, and if you can imagine anything about a community bank board, the average age is over 60, definitely skews male in suits and white hair. But I remember powering through And I did this like really interesting presentation on like who I was, what my background is, because I hadn't had like much interactions with them prior. And I'm like, hey, I'm not just some girl they picked up on the street. I've been here for quite a long time. I have my master's and my bachelor's, and like here's all the stuff that I've done, and here's my vision for the future. And I like cranked through it. And at the end, I'm like, does anyone have any questions? And one of the guys, I think, I'm trying to remember, I think he was a CPA, and he raises his hand and like very calmly goes, I have a question. How many energy drinks did you have this morning? And I was like, fair, good question. Actually none. I am clean and sober off of energy drinks. This is my energy at 7 o'clock in the morning, at noon, and at 7 o'clock at night. I bring the same kind of energy excitement to my job every day. And I understand that I did not get an entire breath in while I gave this presentation. And he was so fun. Like they all got a good laugh out of it. But I got a couple comments that was like, oh, it's nice to see such enthusiasm and passion. And from there, I had a really amazing boss, and he had such a mild mannerism to him, and he'd be sitting in the back of the boardroom like this. And whenever I'd present from then on, you could see him go like this, which meant slow down. And I always appreciated that. So that did not come to my mind today as I was talking, because I was like so excited and ready to jam with you all. But I do remember that in my head quite often, and I see him in the background going like this, reminding me to slow down, to pause, to get a breath in, to let people catch up to me, because sometimes I am a little too fast. Cool. So we're going to call that a wrap for today. I am going to work on a couple fun things. Again, our Women in Banking show is going to be Monday, March 9th at 7 p.m. And we are going to talk all the tea. Then we're going to have our regular Tuesday and Thursday show, 10 a.m. next week. So we'll get those up on there. Be sure to like and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Bank Smart Studio, at Bank Smart Carrie. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and stay social, my friends. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Wait, where did she go? Why is this still on? Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!